Hello everybody, Calamity here, or at least that's what they call me in the literature club. Today's video is going to be all about our favorite Chief Justice, Neuvillette. If you haven't heard by now, he is definitely one of the strongest characters in the entire game. His beam, which is his charge attack, just absolutely destroys bosses and groups of enemies. It doesn't matter what you're fighting, just as long as it's not hydro immune, right? You're good to go. So I want to briefly talk about why I would recommend pulling for him and talk about why I'm actually skipping Neuvillette. So let's talk about why I would pull for him. If I was brand new to this game, like, fresh account, just started, I would pull for this man and I would hike it over to Fontaine. Actually, I believe they give you a quick skip, right? You can skip straight to Fontaine, get all the Ascension materials you need and all the talent materials, etc., etc. Get this man built as soon as you can, right? That's what I would do. And then I would just go destroy most of the game's content as long as it's not hydro immune enemies or bosses, you're chilling. Not only that, I'm sure you guys have all seen videos of him climbing mountains faster than most characters. He can also cross bodies of water faster than most characters, and I'm not sure if that's intentional or if that's a bug or not, but regardless, Neuvillette is power creep in every sense of the word. He is, gonna of course make this game a lot easier for you when it comes to combat. He's gonna make exploration a lot easier because of his just faster mobility. Like, he's just gonna make Genshin an overall easier game for you if you have him. So for all the new players that are watching this, I highly recommend pulling for Neuvillette. If you're worried about power creep in this game, now obviously I have no idea what the next few characters in Fontaine are capable of doing, or if they're also going to be breaking the game in various ways. Keep this in mind. Neuvillette was able to break a game's 3-year-old meta by himself. If that isn't super Chad energy, I don't know what is. Not to mention, there can always be supports and other characters that end up synergizing really well with Neuvillette, making him even stronger. In fact, one of the characters that I heard works really well with him is Dia, who is regarded as one of the worst 5-star characters in the game. And now I haven't tested this myself. I have neither character, so I have no idea what their synergy is like, how they interact with each other, and how they work and feel in a team. So take that with a grain of salt. Regardless, it's gonna take a lot of effort to really outshine Mr. Chief Justice over here for a long time. So I think you're safe to pull for this character, and he's definitely just going to be really strong for a very, very long time. Like, he's definitely going to be up there with all the other top teams, and even better than those top teams for a very, very long time. Now let's talk about why I'm not pulling for this guy. I just spent the last few minutes praising him, and now I'm not gonna pull for him? What's wrong with me? The first thing you have to understand is that I am not a whale. Okay, I am a low spender at best, but I really am trying to keep it as free to play, or very little spending as I can. So that means I have to be very picky and choosy when it comes to pulling for banners. And in Neuvillette's case, while he is an amazing character, for me, I stick to my own advice. If you guys have ever watched my older videos where I talk about, is this character worth pulling or not, I always say if you love the character's personality, or you just like the way they look, or you really enjoyed their involvement in the story, pull for them. If you don't care about the combat, you don't care about the meta or whatever, and you just want to pull characters because they look cool, that is absolutely fine in this game. And that's not to say I didn't like Neuvillette in the story either. I actually love his story quest. It's one of my favorites in the game. The problem is I am just more interested to see what other characters can do. Now, you also might be another person that looks at the leaks for this game. Oh, I saw the leaks for Farina, she's not gonna be good. Oh, I saw the leaks for this character, they're not gonna be that good. How come no one told me when Neuvillette, I'm sure his kit was leaked at some point, right? How come no one said anything about, like, hey, this guy's gonna be the next best DPS in the game? I didn't hear anything like that. Or maybe some people were saying it, but I didn't see anything. So you know, I always try to take leaks with a grain of salt, because I didn't see anyone talk about this character in such high praise until he was actually out already. That might just be me though. But going back to my earlier point, you know, there's just so many characters in Fontaine that I'm invested in. There's Farina, of course, our Hydro Archon, and then we have Navia. I really liked in the story. I'm really curious to see if she has a burst that utilizes her 2 bodyguards. There's also Chlorinde. I don't know how to say her name properly, but the best duelist in Fontaine. Like, I'm really interested in these characters and what they can bring to the table. But honestly, it's more just like I like them in the story and I want to pull for these characters because I think they're cool. Would I like to pull for Neuvillette at some point? Sure, you know, later down the line once I acquire the characters that I want to pull for, and he has a rerun banner that just happens to be in sync with when I have a lot of Primo Gems ready to pull and there's, you know, no future banners that I'm saving for, absolutely. But until then, you know, as strong as Neuvillette is, I'm happy with the teams I have. I am able to beat Spiral Abyss mostly, you know, without too much effort. So I feel like, as funny as it is to have a character that can just solo it, I don't need to. Like, I'm okay with struggling a bit in the Spiral Abyss. And I'm sure that's also another reason why people don't want to pull for Neuvillette, right? Some people still prefer to have a challenge in this game. And, you know, you don't want to just, you know, hyper or water beam go burr, you know, and then you just delete everything in the Abyss. You still want to struggle a bit and, you know, have some challenges in there. Before this video gets any longer, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it up and just say that Neuvillette is a very, very strong character once again, and will be for the unforeseeable future. I don't know when Hoyoverse is going to power creep even his level of power, and definitely worth it for new players, for sure. I mean, he's even good for veterans, let's be honest, because a character that can solo the Abyss by himself or with very limited supports means that, hey, that means you don't have to, you know, have that internal struggle like, who do I give Jing Cho to? Which team needs him more? Which team do I give the Zhongli to? Which team do I give this character to? Like, you could use him with different supports or less popular supports and you'll be fine. And with that being said, are you all still going to try to pull for him? Or are you also saving for future Fontaine characters? Curious to know, and curious to know what you think about this character as well. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you like this kind of content, and I'll see you all in the next video.